the economic freedom fighters celebrating their 10th birthday celebrations. This is in Marikana, receiving a warm welcome from the people of the Northwest. Hundreds of supporters already gathered at the stadium or in queues, we are told. This is to access the venue. This is when the party leader, Julius Malema, is expected to deliver the keynote address there. Let's touch base with our colleague, Athi Mtongana and Juniour Khumalo, who are both at the venue. Thank you very much for your time. Let's start with you, Athi. Talk to us about how the EFF has been received there. I mentioned in the introduction that they've been warmly welcomed by the people there.
Well, Xoli, let me begin by reflecting on the story of Marikana and the massacre that took place here. You will be very much well versed in this particular story, Xoli, because you are one of the first people to witness the bloodbath that took place here. The bodies of many mine workers, 34 mine workers who were striking for better wages. You are one of the first people to witness those dead bodies which were strewn around this very same area where the economic freedom fighters will be hosting their 10th birthday rally, which is intrinsically linked to that massacre that took place here. Behind me, I'm sure you can already see the Kopi as the backdrop, which is obviously setting the tone as a reminder of what took place here in Marikana in 2012. It was 2 days later when an expelled Julius Malema from the ANC descended on this very same soil where blood lingered after the killing of those 34 mine workers, where the seed of the birthing of the economic freedom fighters was instilled in him. It was the calls, the cries of the mine workers here who were striking for better wages that was heard by Julius Malema and those who led the organization. It was the blood that was spilt here, which was smelt lingering on the wet soil that forms part of the key cardinal pillars of the economic freedom fighters. They went then ahead to launch the economic freedom fighters at Uncle Tom's Hall in Soweto, where one of the key issues that they adopted, in fact, they dubbed that assembly "What is to be done," because it was just at the back of the killing of those mine workers. Now, I'm going to take it from that particular stance, what is to be done, to today. It's 10 years later. What has been done then by the economic freedom fighters, which really prides itself in terms of what took place here in Marikana, in the killing of those mine workers? And I have Sheikh Bodzwe, who's going to talk to us about the impact of the economic freedom fighters in this province. That National Assembly of the EFF at Uncle Tom's back 10 years ago was dubbed "What is to be done." Now, if you look at the trajectory of the economic freedom fighters, and perhaps let's fast track it and say, how has the EFF performed here in Marikana, particularly in the last local government elections?
Thank you very much. If you can still remember, we have lost this ward in 2021. We have lost it with a small margin, this ward 26, but we have gained ward 27, which is the ward nearby this ward.
What made you lose the people of Marikana, given the fact that this is the very birthplace of the EFF?
One of the things that made us lose this ward is that the ANC relocated people from different areas here in Rustenburg, from the site of Impala, from the site of different sites in Rustenburg. They relocated them to this site. That's why we end up losing this ward in that small margin. But we have not lost hope as the EFF. We went back to the drawing board. We are going to make sure that we regain this ward again in 2026.
What is your plan, Chair?
The plan is that we are going to make sure that we continue to service our people, even though we are not in government. We are doing that in different municipalities where we are not even governing. We are drilling boreholes, we are cleaning, We are tarring the roads in different areas. So we'll continue assisting our people.
As I wrap up quickly, one of the issues that the residents raised with us yesterday is the fact that there is nothing that actually marks that this is where people's souls died. And they were talking about how they want fencing around this particular area, and they want the date of August 16 to be marked as a commemoration day nationally to mark that particular massacre.
As the EFF, we are going to wait first for the national leadership to engage with AMCO. But as a province, we don't mind to take that responsibility to fence this area and to make sure that the area is protected.
All right, Sheikh Wanzwe, thank you so much for your time. That is the provincial chairperson of the Northwest for the Economic Freedom Fighters, Goli. And I can tell you that my colleague Juniour is standing by on the other side. Let's get reaction from him.
Good afternoon. Indeed, we are here at Marikana, where the EFF is hosting its 10th birthday anniversary. We've heard my colleague Athi Mtongana speaking about how the party is expected to try and give back to the people of Marikana, given that the party itself was also formed in Marikana. We earlier spoke to the EFF leadership, who spoke about how the EFF leader, Julius Malema, will be addressing today and indicating what monument the EFF will be committing to putting in this area where the massacre happened. But with me today, I have Professor Kidiboni Paho from the Northwest University to help us analyze what impact the EFF has had over the 10 years that it has been in existence. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today. What has the EFF done in the past 10 years that it has been in existence?
Thank you, Juniour, and good day to your team and to your viewers. It's a very important day, I think, for EFF to be celebrating its own birth and coming back to where it was birthed. So I think it's a significant milestone to have the leadership reflect on the questions of over the years, what actually has been happening. But coming back to your question, I think it's an important reflective question that we need to grapple with. But I think the major achievements for me would be the percentage in terms of its electoral position in the country, becoming the third largest party after the ANC and the DA. I think has positioned EFF to influence public policy and discourses for us, and for that we need to really applaud for them.
The party has positioned itself as a fighter for those who don't have a voice. That's how it was intertwined with the Marikana massacre. But the party has also found itself marred in controversy. The VBS scandal, the way the party leaders dress, and in terms of how they indulge when they are not in the public eye. What do you think about that? Positioning yourself as someone who fights for the rights of the poor, but yet also finding yourself being caught up in such controversies?
So for me, this is an important question, Juniour, and thank you so much. So what I think we need to realize is that EFF is a far left party in terms of its ideological orientation. And so what that means is that it seeks to champion the problems of poor people and people who are marginalized in our society. So women, the poor, and so on. And so the other part of your question is the lifestyle. I think that there is something that is generally what we see in our society, and I don't think it's just a problem of the EFF. I think it's a problem of leadership across the political spectrum, and even those who are aligned with the leadership. And we see this manifesting itself in the corruption within the public sector. So it then goes to who is running our municipalities and so on. But coming back again to say, where is the EFF today, and can the leadership find and carve a trajectory for the EFF that truly represents their left position, their protest politics, as well as support the poor people? So I think it's going to take time for the EFF to realize that, partly because this is 10 years is quite a very young party. It's very young. It is still in the formative years to actually come to the realization of itself. But I think it is upon the leadership themselves to not just make pronouncements, as you say, but it's also to demonstrate on the basis of their lifestyles. As the saying goes, that it is not what you say that actually matters, it's what you do that will help us make a judgment. So your point is very spot on, that perhaps for the party to make even a meaningful impact, to actually get into the middle class vote, you are very right. They need to think about their own presentation in the public eye.
Thank you so much, Professor. That was Professor Paho from the Northwest University. He says the EFF is still very young and it has a lot to learn, and its leaders should lead by example, say what they do, and not just live a certain lifestyle that will make voters question their commitment to fighting for the people of South Africa. Toli.
All right. Thank you very much. Juniour Khumalo, our reporters there, and Athi Mtongana bringing us live updates from those birthday celebrations in Marikana. All right.